Hey y'all, it's Becky here from the Beckysphere, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Becky, and every Monday and Thursday we talk about the climate here. The problems, yes, but the solutions, yes. So if that sounds like something you would be interested in, go ahead and click that subscribe button below, hit the like, comment, share, all that good stuff. And today we are going to dive into the Amazon Climate Pledge. Boy, is there a lot to share, so let's go ahead and get started. Last September, Amazon partnered with Global Optimism to create the Climate Pledge. Global Optimism is a purpose-driven enterprise that was founded by a few members of the UN Framework for Climate Change, and that was the same group that created the Paris Climate Accord. Sounds legit. Businesses that join the Climate Pledge commit to carbon neutrality by 2040. And then last month, Jeff Bezos, who's Amazon's CEO and also the richest man in the world, announced that he has created his own $10 billion Earth Fund. And now he has already donated $791 million of that to 16 different environmental organizations, including the Environmental Defense Fund, the Natural Resources Defense Council, and the Solutions Project. So what does the Climate Pledge and Bezos Earth Fund mean for Amazon itself and the business sector as a whole?
Naturally, when dealing with the 1% and over-encompassing companies like Amazon, nothing is that simple. For starters, the Climate Pledge was announced right before Amazon workers, who call themselves Amazon Employees for Climate Justice, or AECJ, were planning on a climate strike. So one could argue it was mostly a marketing stunt to keep the company out of hot water. Amazon, one of the top 200 polluting firms in the world, was so bold about advertising their new initiative that they named the new hockey team arena in Seattle the Climate Pledge Arena. It will be the first certified carbon neutral arena in the world. Additionally, by Bezos donating money the way he's doing it, he's setting himself up for some pretty sweet tax cuts. So it can be argued that he's doing it to look good and eventually keep a lot of his money from becoming tax dollars. The same money that he accrued while others were suffering during the pandemic.
So I could talk in length about how we need to tax the rich 1% and maybe how there shouldn't even be billionaires to begin with, but I don't have to because Hassan Minhaj from the Patriot Act already did a whole video on that. So I'll leave it in the description below for you to check out. And that's basically the majority of what I'm going to talk about for the Bezos Earth Fund, because it does seem to be primarily tax exemptions for him, but I'm not to say that the organizations that he has donated the money to and will donate the money to don't benefit from this, because that's just not true. There is a lot of good that is coming from the money that is being donated, and I do highly respect the organizations that he has chosen to donate to. Heck, I want to do my own video talking about the Solutions Project in particular. So that's all I'm going to say though on the Bezos Fund. I'm going to keep talking now about the Climate Pledge. If you want to learn more about the Bezos Earth Fund, there was already a video done by Levi Hilbrand, which I will link down below as well. Anyways, to keep going with our video now.
For one thing, I can argue that even though the Amazon climate strike didn't happen, they succeeded at their goal of Amazon prioritizing climate action. And as much as we dislike how big Amazon has become, it's important to recognize what impact a huge force in the business sector looks like. Since the Climate Pledge was founded, 17 other companies have signed on, such as Verizon, Best Buy, and Uber.
So will the pledge actually hold signatories accountable? Well, there's three main portions of the pledge, so let's break each one down.
1. Measure and report greenhouse gas emissions on a regular basis. Those who have followed Amazon's history of climate inaction might snicker a bit at this one. Amazon has been notably opaque about its emissions until right before they announced the pledge. And even then, they still haven't allowed a third party to determine their true environmental costs. But at least they're finally giving experts a number to work with. 2. Implement decarbonization strategies in line with the Paris Agreement through real business changes and innovations. This is also slightly ironic because Amazon has not followed other large companies like Apple, Google, and Facebook and moving its power centers towards clean energy sources. Though better late than never, Amazon plans to power its operations through only renewable energy by 2025. And you've probably seen a plethora of climate-based commercials Amazon released this year talking about their plan to put 100,000 electric vans on the road in 4 years. They're partnering with a company called Rivian on this and have put $700 million towards this effort. 3. Neutralize any remaining emissions with additional, quantifiable, real, permanent, and socially beneficial offsets to achieve net zero annual carbon emissions by 2040.
This will most likely be a combination of planting trees and investing in carbon capturing technology. But it's interesting that this was part of the plan because there is definitely some controversy on whether or not it should be a part of the plan, or carbon capturing, how highly carbon capturing should be on the list of priorities for moving us away from our current climate trajectory. And that is another video that I want to do on my own. I know I say I want to do like 2 other topics every single video I do. So I need to make sure I keep a spreadsheet of that. But yeah, carbon capture technology, very interesting topic, definitely for a different video.
In the pledge, Amazon has put $2 billion in their climate action. In my opinion, though, the climate pledge is pretty and vague. There are few hard deadlines or requirements for signatories to follow. For example, it doesn't even give a set way companies should report their emissions. They claim to partner with the World Resource Institute to calculate emissions, which would be great, but our WRI said that they have not been involved as much as Amazon's marketing team claims. I also find it funny how much they emphasize that the climate pledge is following the Paris Climate Accord 10 years early. Their repetition of this fact is stark on the website, yet it seems a bit tone deaf to me because experts have said for years that the Paris Climate Accord is not ambitious enough anyways. So why would you compare yourself to it?
It's also important to note that while Amazon is doing the pledge on one hand, on the other, the Amazon Web Service program is still supporting fossil fuel industries. Specifically, they are improving the way that oil and gas is extracted from the ground. Ooh, it's my Threads Up delivery. It shipped.
2 weeks after announcing the climate pledge, Amazon's head of oil and gas web services subsidiary traveled to Houston for an Accelerate Production 4.0 event to discuss how best to accelerate oil and gas extractions. Bezos has point blank said that Amazon won't stop its contracts with oil and gas companies. So, okay, looking at all this, I have 3 main takeaways. 1. Activism works. Had AECJ not put pressures on Amazon to focus more on their climate impact, this might have never happened. Speaking up makes a difference, and we need to give credit where credit is due. We need to keep pressure on so promises are actually kept. 2. The business sector is slowly realizing how important it is to make the shift. If businesses want to stay on top, they need to focus on sustainability. It just makes sense. 3. Countries need to hold their business accountable. While it is amazing to think that Amazon will successfully self-monitor itself towards carbon neutrality, the fact that they are promising this while still making new deals with fossil fuel companies shows that the market is not moving fast enough towards clean energy on its own. We still need government regulation to discourage companies like Amazon to keep working with gas and oil companies to monitor the validity of these big climate promises.
I will definitely keep an eye on the climate pledge to see if Amazon and the other signatories of the plan keep their promises and continue to move towards a more sustainable way of doing things. It's important to hold these people and companies accountable, so we will continue to do that on the Beckosphere. I will talk to you on Thursday for the Beckosphere Climate Book Club. See y'all.